The new rule, stop saying that Whoopi Goldberg getting yanked from The View right after she attacked me on The View is karma. There's no such thing as karma. Sorry. Sorry, but life is random. The only word to describe it when a big game hunter gets trampled by an elephant and then eaten by lions is hilarious.
Whoopi Goldberg's jab at Bill Maher on The View was where it all began.
Disgusting. She's Anna Navarro in your wildest imagination. You could never solo host a show. You will only ever make it as part of an ensemble, and you could never hope to achieve the success that Tucker Carlson has. So you can sit in your little cheap seats all day long and enjoy your little negative henpecking, but your careers are going nowhere.
Given how offhand and brief the remark was, she probably expected it to be quickly forgotten. Here's the problem. Going after Bill Maher is risky. He's not the type to stay silent or let Whoopi or anyone else call the final shot.
It's called The View. It's not called The Facts.
Yeah, but isn't it interesting that it's called, I don't think they meant this when Barbara Walters invented it a long time ago, but it's The View.
Well,
that's the problem in America.
But
there is one view,
right, and
one
that's clearly
true opinion, and everybody else can go sit in the corner.
Then what happened? Megyn Kelly immediately pushed back the moment she saw it. The story took a dramatic turn as a simple comment escalated into an unexpected exchange with consequences no one anticipated.
Because I got so many texts this week because she attacked me the week before. Sure. So everybody was like, oh, Bill, I get you're enjoying the karma. First of all, I'm going to talk about this at the end of my show next week, teaser. But there is no thing as karma, okay? Get over that. Whoopi attacks me on a regular basis. She says stupid shit on a regular basis. They just happen to coincide.
A wave of backlash hit hard, loud, impossible to ignore. But Maher didn't just clap back. He dismantled the stage from a distance. He didn't bother with polite table talk or coffee with the panel. Instead, he went straight for the View's core, breaking it down piece by piece. Things quickly spiraled. Whoopi's remarks were scrubbed from the broadcast, and social media erupted with people shouting karma like fireworks in the night. Maher, however, refused to buy it. On air, he calmly said, there is no such thing as karma. To him, life is random, unfair, and occasionally darkly hilarious, like a big game hunter trampled by an elephant, then eaten by lions. Divine justice, he insists, doesn't work that way. Maher wasn't interested in revenge. The idea that the universe would step in to balance the scales was laughable. What really fired him up was Whoopi's relentless teasing and nonsense, combined with the audience cheering when she finally stumbled. That's what lit the spark.
Hot mess that they air in the mornings called The View had to issue not one, not two, not three, but 4 corrections, legal corrections. 4 legal notes. We only have 3 of them on camera, but look at this.
Before we dive back in, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It helps us bring you more of these untold stories that you won't see anywhere else. Now, let's get back to it.
Another legal note. Both Trump and Pam Bondi have denied allegations of a quid pro quo. I have a legal note.
Not to mention what they did at that debate, where once again, they tried to fact check only one side, and then when their fact checks got fact checked, they cowered.
Just when you thought things couldn't get messier, Megyn Kelly appeared. She stayed off the set of The View, but she didn't need to be in the middle of it. From the sidelines, she dropped a truth bomb that landed squarely among their color-coordinated cards and coffee mugs. No shouting, no theatrics, just cold, precise delivery. Kelly's calm, calculated critique left no room for defense. She voiced what millions had been thinking but were too hesitant to say. The show was a ridiculous echo chamber masquerading as a chat program, and she didn't stop there. She went further than anyone expected, exposing the entire format. There was no real debate among the hosts, just a rehearsed display of coordinated outrage.
I mentioned this karma stuff on the show last week because I was relating how many texts and emails I got from people congratulating me on receiving a karmagram from the universe.
One host speaks while the other stays silent. Any guest attempting to offer a different perspective is quickly shut down. It's all performance, no real debate, no genuine counter-argument.
A form of Whoopi Goldberg's chastisement. So I thought this would be a good time for a little tutorial on karma, which, as Americans understand it, is nothing more than an extension of the common logical fallacy called post hoc ergo propter hoc.
Kelly tore into the one-size-fits-all mentality, the endless cycle of virtue signaling, and the hollow notion of empowerment that turns toxic the moment anyone disagrees. And it didn't get any pushback. Not a single one of The View's hosts responded. Total silence. No rebuttals, no heated defenses, as if they quietly knew she was right. One microphone, one woman, and no mercy. And somehow, that single monologue carried more weight than an entire week of carefully staged episodes.
Trump will be sworn in as the 47th president of the United States, yay, on January 20th of this month. Not everyone's happy about it, and many people would like us to be more focused on the insurrection that he personally unleashed, if you ask them, as we discussed earlier.
This is where the spark first ignited. Megyn Kelly's cutting remarks brought everyone at the table together, if only in stunned silence. According to her, perspective can be a killer of real thought.
They think it's as bad as like the Holocaust, and you don't have to take my word for it. Here is Sunny Hostin of
January
The View
6th was an atrocity. It was one of the worst moments in American history. And when you think about the worst moments in American history,
just 5 minutes before the broadcast, they barely even noticed a stage full of people sharing their views. Then Kelly spoke, and her words cut through, sharp and illuminating.
Like World War II, things that happened, like the Holocaust, chattel slavery.
Yeah, the January 6th is right up there next to the Holocaust and slavery.
It was like sitting in a class where the speakers never did the reading, Kelly remarked. Then she laid out the evidence. Legal adjustments, she argued, were overdue for the show. On camera, only 3 points were acknowledged. None of the remaining 2 or 4 received any attention. It had gotten that sloppy. Kelly was clear and unflinching. The hosts were not just uninformed, they were irresponsible. And in their attempts to fact-check others, they often needed fact-checking themselves. She went on to say that to keep the show going, they had turned conversations into nothing more than soap opera melodrama.
That hat that you keep wearing, that red hat that says "Make America Great Again," that tells people that you go along with this. So you might as well just put a swastika on the hat.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Because we see it anyway.
I'm not going to defend Donald Trump ever, but I would never say that we should put the swastika on the cap, because I think you can hate Donald Trump. You can't hate everybody who likes him. It's half the country. I don't want to live in that country. I don't want to live in the country where I hate half the country, and I don't hate half the country.
How dare you disagree?
We also need to talk about that red "Make America Great Again" cap. The moment you wear it, people assume you share Trump's values. One host even said, you might as well slap a swastika on it. But the real tension came from Maher's response. Wait a minute, he fired back. I'll never defend Donald Trump, but I would never equate his supporters with Nazis. That's the reality. You can criticize Trump, but you can't condemn every one of his followers. That's half the country. I don't want to live in a nation where hating half the population is treated as normal. I don't despise half the nation. And speaking that aloud, that's considered heresy. That's the real problem. You're told you have no right to disagree. It's the kind of thinking that feeds a sense of divine authority.
Who has been the standard bearer for liberalism and in many ways leftism until the woke went bananas in this last decade. But for decades, that's what this guy has represented in America. I want you to note the tone they all talk with him. I want you to look at Sunny Hostin's body language and the way they look at him and everything else. Just because he is a lefty who hasn't gone completely bananas, here they are talking about the word woke.
He didn't hold back. Maher laid bare what had long been obvious, Baz. The show functions more like a firing squad targeting anyone with a dissenting opinion than a forum for genuine discussion. It's not a talk show, he said. The outrage is orchestrated. Everyone erupts as if fury is the only acceptable response, and terror strikes the moment someone dares to question the status quo. Suddenly, it's time for a cooking segment, the lights dim, and everyone acts as if nothing happened. Maher zeroed in on the hypocrisy, making it clear he had no patience for their staged indignation.